Past lives couldn't ever hold me down. Lost love is sweeter when it's finally found. I've got the strangest feeling. This isn't our first time around. Past lives couldn't ever come between us. Sometimes the dreamers finally wake up. Don't wake me, I'm not dreaming. Don't wake me, I'm not dreaming.
Morning world of asphalt. It's been a minute. July 17th. We're on a 4-mile stretch of road in Newtown, Connecticut. Come on around, baby. Where it says don't enter, that's where you're gonna enter. They don't stop. We did phase 1 of this last year. We did 2 miles. We're on the final leg of it this year. We have 2 miles of road to pave here. This was milled off. It was supposed to be an 1.5 to 2 inch mill and fill. We did not do the milling here, and the milling company, they did a nice profile, but they went a little deep. Probably about 3/4 of a mile of this road has gravel poking all the way through. We had a 3-inch rain yesterday, terrible storm. It rained all day Sunday. We came out here this morning. There was at least 1 inch of mud all over this entire road, rocks. So we had to sort of shift gears. We brought in the brooms. We had to clean this all down, and now we have to put down 2 layers because we got to get a leveling course down on over the top of these stones. We cannot do this with 2 inches. So we went down about 3/4 of a mile this morning, and we're putting down 2 layers of asphalt now, and we got to get this covered up as soon as possible because the more they drive over it, the more the rocks are popping out. And I don't know if you could see this. This is an old goat path. Talk about goat path paving. So a couple inches right below the asphalt is rocks all this size. And these are not great to pave over, obviously. So we're going up on the thickness to 3 to 4 inches thick. And we had to shift gears this morning on the fly, adapt and overcome. So we got 20 truckloads on the ground already. It's about 10:30. They're turning around, coming back, and we're going to start topping today. The south end of this job is not as bad a shape. They didn't poke through, but we'd have to get this covered up as soon as possible. So the guys are flying down, nothing pretty. We just got to get it sealed in. I'll take you down the other end and show you what's going on. So we had 1,000 to 1,500 ton order this morning, and they got about 320 ton in the silo this morning, and the plant broke down. So we emptied that silo, and now we had to switch plants also. So today's been a bit exciting, but we are overcoming the situation here today. We just got a new delivery, which was actually right on time for this. See this little LeeBoy broom with the cab in the air. So we used to run a Bryce, which we don't want anything to do with them anymore. LeeBoy's obviously a far superior product, but when you're running this type of broom, gotta have a cab. Guy looks like a raccoon when he gets off at the end of the day. You want to talk about a dirty, dusty, disgusting job, is to sweep a road without a cab. We did have our X broom out here this morning, but with that 2-inch, 3-inch rock on the ground there, the broom does not like that, and it clogs the elevator. So we were able to sweep a little bit of this with the X broom, but we really had to take that little guy. We scraped it with the skid steer and took this little guy and just made piles and picked it up, and thank God we had it, because the broom kept getting jammed, and we'd have still been sweeping this thing here if we didn't have that little guy here today. And actually, it's funny, one of my guys said, "What do you need that thing for?" I said, "You'll see." And there it was. Day one, we got it, and here it is, we needed it. So now, as you can see, we got 1 layer down here, but this is what we were up against this morning. Feel that?
Yeah.
Plus with 1 inch of mud all over this road, rocks everywhere. It looked like a hurricane came through here yesterday. Phase 1 we did last year, like I said, there's about 4 miles. Yeah, you feel that?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Luckily, the town guys get it, and they knew, they just said, just do what you have to do. So we came in this morning hot and heavy and just started sweeping, scraping, cleaning, and we're putting down the 2 layers, and they know what they're up against. So we didn't have to fight the email chain with how we're getting paid and everything. They get it. But we did the south end last year, and being 4 miles, they split it into 2 pours. So we ripped down this morning, again, just trying to get it covered as fast as we could, because the more the cars drove on it, the more it kept breaking. Just literally kept exploding underneath the cars. Every time a car passed over it, it just started breaking open, and rocks started popping out. So we ripped down one side, and we're actually just turning around, come back and get this covered as quick as we can. Once we do that, we'll be back to normal. A little bit of goat path here, obviously.
Newtown's full of it, huh?
Yeah, yeah. So look at S turns, right?
Yeah.
And these old roads, like I said in the past, you know, that was an old gravel road that they just put a couple coats of oil on it, probably paved it once. And that's what's underneath these roads here is, yeah, just bank run gravel. And unfortunately, the milling guy found it. So we were a little hectic this morning, but now I feel good because we got it all under control. We got it all under control, right? I told you, this is the Marines, bro. You got to adapt and overcome,
That's it.
right?
That's it.
Yeah, the plan didn't go as according to oil. Be ready to shift gears right away. And I'll tell you, if we didn't have that little broom this morning, we would have literally been using blowers on this thing. So here we got both passes completed. Probably got another dozen loads down to the end to finish the first coat, and then we could turn around and start topping. It's about 11 o'clock now, which we'll get a few rounds down this afternoon. And this is a cut-through road. You should have seen this morning, bro. Oh my God.
Really?
Oh my God. They were coming from Monroe. They were coming from Easton. They were coming from Oxford.
Yes.
They were coming from Southbury. We are going to do some leveling through here where it's really bumpy, but nothing major like we did up there. But there's a few places where it's this much, there's only this much oil holding the gravel in place. And if that breaks through, we're sweeping mud again. So we're gonna have to go a little thicker than 2 inches, but we're hoping to get away with most of it with one course besides a few spots. Because they're probably 500 ton in already and they didn't even start topping, which was not in the budget for this road. And this end is in pretty good shape. And I think what happened, he had a really big machine out here. I think he had a 210, a working 210 or a 220. With an 8-foot drum, which obviously crushed this road. But I think the poor shape of it, he probably was 1.5 inches or 2 inches on the edge on both sides, and the middle might have had a bit of a crown in it. He probably was zipping off 3 or 4 out of the middle of the drum, didn't even know it. And that's how we ended up with these bad spots. This is a case here where a 5, 6, 7 foot mill probably would have been better, just because of this old goat path didn't have a good crown in it, and he, like I said, 1.5 inches, but he's 8 foot wide. He probably was taking 3 off the middle, and there it was right down in the gravel. And when he finished, you wouldn't even know it, but after the rain and the traffic, it just started beating it to death, and there it was. Rock City. Not what you want to see when you got 10 trucks at the asphalt plant in the morning. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. So you have the lift of asphalt right here. Maybe a lift of asphalt here, but it's probably an old oil job. And then right below those few coats of oil is this. And this is how they used to build the road years ago, just straight trap rock, and they'd flood it with oil. And you see these areas like right there, that's barely holding on now. It still has some oil, but if that takes more traffic and especially more rain, that's gonna pop right out and start putting, that's what happened down below. And here's a little bit of the residue left over. So this is the original oil, this is the second coat, this is the coat of blacktop, and then right below that is those bad boys.
Look at that.
Huh? Yeah, you see it? Right here?
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, it actually makes for a very strong base.
Yeah.
But we never want to see that. Not when you're doing a top coat.
Found some lunch? Huh?
Yep.
Berry bush. Not too bad, right? That's like jackpot on these roads. What is it? Strawberry? Raspberry? Raspberry. It's like hitting gold on these roads, huh?
Okay, so we got a delivery. And you know, we always like to talk about our LeeBoy family because they always take care of us. And we actually, between supply chain, COVID, the whole great thing, I don't even want to say that word anymore, but there are supply chain issues still. But we've waited a year for this machine because it was in development and we wanted to get an NB25 Roscoe LeeBoy towable broom. It's got an 8-foot broom on it, swings left to right, very versatile machine. We still obviously have our ride-on and our pickup brooms, but this machine is very handy when we don't have a big broom with us or when we go to do utility work or parking lot work. This will definitely kill it in the corners, and it'll sweep a whole road also. But one of the reasons why we're into the 3-wheel 8-foot broom is the towability of it. We could put this behind a pickup truck, we could put it behind our tool truck, and you just tow it. You do not need a trailer. We do throw it on the trailer, but we tow it with us. Got a Kubota diesel, and one of the reasons why we waited a little longer for this, I know this style has been on the market for a number of years, but let me say this, LeeBoy, being LeeBoy, was the first ones who ever put a cab with heat and air and made it successful enough to use on a road job. There are other brooms out there that have cabs, but they can't handle a road job. We felt that LeeBoy could build a broom that would be strong enough to hold up on a construction project and still have enough power and strength to last us a little while. So this machine, having an enclosed cab with heat and air condition, we have ran these with an open cab, and it's the most disgusting, dirtiest, coldest, hottest, worst job you ever could imagine, is sweeping road millings or dust without a cab. Full water. Again, Kubota diesel, heat and air condition, and this little bugger, again, this morning, we had our $300,000 X broom with us, which we're in love with, and we couldn't use it this morning because the rocks were too big to go through the elevator, and this baby picked up right where it left off. So today was day one. We did get it dirty, but it saved our ass, and this is a good machine. Awesome machine, price point's good, and it's a LeeBoy, so it's built for the road. It's not built to do a golf path or sweep a parking lot at Lowe's. This baby's can do the work, and that's why we have a brand new LeeBoy NB25.
Newsflash. You don't need a special cleaner if you clean it off as soon as it happens. Like, little elbow grease. Little spit shine, right? Monday morning I woke up with a stiff neck. I had too much popcorn at the movie theater last night. I was throwing up this morning. Two's good. Actually, yeah. Everybody thought I was hungover. Popcorn stuck in the toilet at 5:30. I always have that. Team mom. All right, real quick, I want to share a message I got today while we were working on the road. This guy lives on the road we were working on. I guess he saw us working on the road that my dad was talking about, like the 2 miles before that. Started following us for a year now, and I'm guessing he has like a marketing or branding background. But he posted this on his Instagram, and it's just right on point. And I've never met this guy. He doesn't know really who we are, but obviously he knows our company. It says, "Raised on Blacktop is a perfect example of how any business can be a brand. Just another paving company? No. Family owned, passionate about what they do, passionate about their crew, and about their family. They tell their story every day online. Pops is the OG teacher, jokester, and shit talker, and puts everyone in line when needed. That's for sure. The kids run it now. We'll show what can happen when you build and grow something you believe in. They create content, yes, but they were actually just trying to tell the story about their craft and that their family and crew matter. They sell merch, yes, but they're actually trying to create a movement of other people who approach blue-collar work with the same passion. They are developing a brand, not just another paving company. Brands are built on values, sharing those values and finding and building a community, a reason for what they do. Thought that was really dope because it kind of reassures that, you know, we're doing it the right way, that he pretty much hit the nail on the head with this, and we've never met him before. So that was dope. So shout out to Joe Nash. All right, this is another thing I wanted to share with you guys. Literally just got this message. Not saying this to brag at all. All right, my buddy Tyson Hatch, I think he's from Idaho, I don't know. He sent me a picture of his brand new working 120 mil, milling out a parking lot. He's milling for somebody else today. He said, tell your dad thanks for me today, would you? This is badass. Our first mill job for someone else, looking good. And I said, looking good, thanks for what? And he said, inspiration, advice, role model. I didn't know mills existed 3 years ago. And to you, doubt he would have started an Insta page by himself. So, it's just something I wanted to share with you guys. Thought that was cool.
Get your hair down, get you some of this laid on back. Kick your shoes off, kick them off. Get you some of this slow down fast. I'll take you up and down these hollers and hills. Let me show you how country feels.
All right, so we're day 3 on this pave, on this cut-through commuter road, which is also a goat path, and this baby is adventurous. So down a hill, around the corner, and underneath this bridge, the trucks are about 11, the bridge is 11.5, we just fit underneath it, and this is a tough turn here. We got about 45 feet, but we got all hands on deck right now. As soon as we get around this corner here, we got a half mile straight out. We're actually doing pretty good on timing considering the configuration of this thing, and we got lucky. Sometimes planning works out. We had to put the short trucks on this corner, and this is why we run short trucks up here, because of this turn right here and underneath this bridge. Actually, Jack couldn't even fit underneath this bridge. He had to go around with the live bottom. But this was a pretty tough corner here. And tractor trailers trying to come underneath the bridge this morning. Ugly. If you see the bridge, somebody whacked it recently. So the plan was to try to get our live bottom underneath this thing. He's the next truck. We're hoping this works out. If I hit the bridge, don't film it. It's an old baby here, huh? That bridge is probably 150 years old. Look at the steel, it's gone. So this did turn out. Now we're gonna put our live bottom right here. I would have had to pick up and go to the other side, but now I got my belt.
The live bottom fits up there yet?
It just fits, but Jack can't fit, but the smaller one can. This is why we run some specialty trucks, just for this right here. I got half a mile, 30 feet wide, straight as an arrow. This job is over, baby. There you go. What you got? 6 inches on those exhausts? Woo.
Winding up this thing the other day with a ski.
There you go, baby. We're in. People say, what do I do all day? I'm the planner. I planned this yesterday that this truck would be underneath this bridge.
That's a squeeze.
That's when every second counts. That's why we got that truck. About 700 ton to go, but this job is over now. The 3 commuter roads, the cut-through roads, the S-turn, the bridge. Now we're straight. I might even leave. Hang on 1 second. Go, baby, back up to that bridge. Okay. Back up to that bridge. Right there, brother. Right there. Pull up a little. Easy go. I'll get the bucket in the machine. I'll make it nice.
Better now, better now. I only say that cause you're not around, not around. You know I never meant to let you down, let you down. Would've gave you anything, would've gave you everything. Oh, I did not believe that it would end, no. Everything came second to the band, so you're not even speaking to my friends, no. You knew all my uncles and my aunts, though. 20 candles, blow 'em out and open your eyes. We were looking forward to the rest of our lives. Used to keep my picture posted by your bedside. Now I see you dresser with the socks you don't like. And I'm rolling, 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 rolling with my brothers like it's Jonas, Jonas. Drinking Henny and I'm trying to forget, but I can't get this shit out of my head. You probably think that you are better now, better now. You only say that cause I'm not around, not around. You know I never
I get demoted, but you know why? I fuck up the boss $10 million building. I drive 28 truck in it.
Nobody knows that there. Nobody.
Whoa! I said people are rough out here, huh?
Yup, they ask silly questions. Like, why the road closed? Because we're working on it. Why you don't work on Saturdays and Sundays? Because the plant doesn't open. Why the plant doesn't open? I don't know all of that. Detour, where must I detour? Follow the arrow.
I started with an A for right, and then I went and changed my life. I might take out the red tonight. Put your arms around me, baby. I just wanna fly, make it last before we die. And I know you wanna ride. What's on your mind? What's on your mind? And my 92 got doors like my Lambo. Spend my last paycheck on some ammo. We don't follow trends, rest in peace to Yamo. Your new shit sucks, I feel like Anthony Montano saying I was broke last year, I can't go back there. Nicotine fiend, couldn't even buy a pad, yeah. She don't know my music, told her I ain't mad, yeah. Let her cut that coca on my plate on black, yeah. I started with an A for right, and then I went and changed my life. I might take out the red tonight. Put your arms around me, baby. I just wanna fly.